Hello everyone, welcome to EDA for sure. In my previous lecture, I've shown you how to do the installation of a libraries, and we have import the pandas and numpy library to our code. And we were talking about Uber trip data analysis project. We are doing the installation part in my previous lecture. So in this lecture, we're going to continue from that, and we're going to start reading the data in the form of data frame, and we're going to do the further operation that make us to do data analysis on Uber trip record. Let's start that. So in order to read a data set, we just creating a variable here, Uber data set, and here I will going to read a data which is in the form of CSV format. Let me show you my data set, and this is my data set which is in Excel format, which is actually the CSV values, a comma separated value. You can see here Microsoft Excel comma separated value, which is actually the CSV file, and this is my file. I selected this file to do the analysis. So this is the my data set. I will going to do the data analysis on this file. So let's start. For that, I will going to use pandas read CSV function because my file is CSV file. So I'll going to read CSV data, and inside this parenthesis, I will going to pass the path of the file. How you're going to pass the path of the file? To pass the path of the file, you just have to go to this path, copy the complete path. You need to copy this whole path and paste it here. With that, you have to copy the file name also, because how Jupyter Anaconda will going to search the file or get the file to read the data. This pandas data frame, they need a path of the file to read a data in the form of data frame. So for that, I am taking here the name of a file. I copy this file name here, and I will going to paste it here, and I will going to run now. So here we are getting some error. This error we are getting because of some Unicode character present in that is some space and all. For that, you just need to add /r and then run it again. So for that, you can add /r, or you can add r also. Better to add r, and then just run it once again. So it is giving you the error, no such file and directory on this path. Don't worry about it, because sometime it happens. So let me add a CSV here and rerun it again. Now you see this. we able to run successfully this line, right? So my motive is to show you the different kind of challenges that you will get while making a project. So this kind of error, it's good to get an error because you will going to learn how to resolve that, as I've shown you, like how you can resolve that Unicode error with simply adding this R. And this thing you will come to know as you will going to do more project. Here also we were getting error while reading the file, and I have added .csv and it runs successfully. Why it is? Because our file is .csv file, comma separated value. Now, if you want to see here, just type the variable name here in order to see the data set and run it again. Now you just see here, this is called as your data set. This is called as a data frame. In the form of data frame, you can see your file, and the total data set your file is having 354 rows, 4 column that I've already shown you here. You can see here you have total 4 column, and let's see about the last row. So it is around 353, which means the total row, 355, which mean the total data is 354, because one row will be your header also here. This one at first number is your header, right? And the last cell is 355 where you have a data. So total 354 row you have and total 4 column you have. So in this way, I've shown you how you can read a data in the form of data frame. If you remember, in COVID-19 data analysis project, we were not downloading the data. We are just reading the data directly from the website. In this, you can see here the same function variable I'm using, but here in place of path, I'm passing the link, right? And if you click on this link, you will get the dataset link, right? This is the dataset. So either you can pass the dataset in the form of link when you want to work with the real-time data. The COVID-19 project that we have done, that was on a real-time data that was updating continuously. But this Uber dataset is a open source dataset that we got after doing a lot of research and analysis, that which dataset will going to give you much better idea. So this is a open source dataset that we have. You will also find this dataset in LMS section, and you just have to add a path. So this is the difference. This is the variation. In this COVID project, I am just adding the link here, which is from this API COVID-19 org website. And this is the open source data set that I've shown you here. If you just click on this here, this is your Uber trip data set. And inside this data set, you have this file. So this is your open source data set. You can choose any file. You can give any file path. You just need to learn how you can read a data set. Now we're going to do further operation here. If you want to see only 5 rows, or if you want to see only 10 rows, you just have to use head function, and inside this you need to pass 10. Now just run this. So you can see here 353 rows I was getting when I was running only the variable. Here I'm getting only the 10 record starting from the row 0 to 9. So this way you can read a set of a record. So here I'm reading 10 record. Here I'm printing 10 record. Now, if you want to check how many rows and column you have with the help of function, how you can do that? For that, you just need to run the run function that is called shape function, and just call the variable name first, Uber dataset dot shape, and just press enter. So you see here you are getting 354 row and 4 column. If you wanted to get more detail about this data set, what are the information that you requires to do the data analysis, you can use .info function. I will going to add a comment on every cell at the end of this project so that you can get a more idea what this particular code is doing, as I did in the COVID project. So here also I will going to add a comment. Let's run this code first. Okay, sorry, I have taken the wrong variable name. Be careful while using the variable name. Correct variable name you should use. So now I'm rerun this code. So you can see here I'm getting a brief information that all the columns, driver ID, date, active vehicle, trip, all are having no null values, all are having total 354 record, and the data type is integer of this. But for driver ID and date, they are object they are like you can say the object data type, which is combination of string and number. You can see as driver ID is B026, right? It's a company ID, which is every company they have a set of vehicle. Those who are working with Uber or Ola company, those who provide their driver to them for working for any company. So this is called an object data type, which are a combination of like a string and like a number. But those who are completely numeric, it is showing you int 64. So this kind of detail you will get how much memory they occupy. It is around 11.2 KB. The size of the data set is 11.2 KB. Plus it is showing, it mean that it is something more than that, around 12 KB around. So in this way, you can perform various operation on this data analysis project. Now, if you want to check the statistical information, for that you need to use describe function. So I will going to run now this one. So you can see a statistical information. I got it. How many count I have here. So it is showing you for only 2 column. Why? The reason, because it is numeric record. You only think like count, mean. Count can be work on any column, but specifically the mean, standard deviation, they will going to work on numeric value, integer value. They will not going to work on object data type column. That's the reason they are showing here only 2 column, active vehicle and trip, because these are the only column which are of numeric type, integer record there. But for this 2 column, it is having object data type. So for that, it's difficult or it is not possible to calculate mean, standard deviation, right? So that's the reason it is showing you the statistical information for 2 column, active vehicle and trip, which is count, mean, standard deviation, minimum. And this is here 354 is your total call values or total rows here on this column, and total rows in this column. Mean of this column, you can see there is a variation in the mean, standard deviation, minimum value, maximum value. 25% record means 25% of this mean, or you can say what will be the 25 percentage of this mean data, what will be the 50 percentage of your mean data, or you can say like what is your 25 percentage record is, what is your 50% record is, what is your 75% record is. So based on that, so maximum here you have a maximum value is 4395, right? So the 25 percentage of this, 50 percentage, 75 percentage, this will give you what actually the 25 percentage record in this total data, what is 50% record, what is 75% record. So this will give you a statistical information, mean, standard deviation, minimum value, 25% record is how much, right? And 50% record is how much, 75% record is how much. So it is give you a quartile decision, a quartile value, a 25% record, 50, 75, mean, max value. So this will give you a statistical information here about this Uber data set. Now if you want to check whether we don't have a non-null value, we don't have any null value, but still if you want to check that do we have a null value, how we can check it. So for that you need to run the is null function. Now as you can see here, it is not giving you any record, right? The reason because we don't have a null value. But let's try with another way also. So here, as I've shown you that I was getting error when I was running on the comment cell. Sometime some of the cell will give you any error. So don't get confused there and don't get panic there. Only see that whether you are getting number or what there. If you are able to see the number, then your code will run successfully. But as in my case, I was not getting any number and I was trying to run, I was getting error there. So both are valid there. You can use a as a variable here. You can run this and then you can print it. In this way also you can do it, or you can remove this a and you can run it. Both will give you the same. So there are two different way of running it. I repeat once again. In case if you get any cell where number is not there and you try to run a cell, they will give you an error. So how you can delete that cell? Just select that cell and click on this scissor button. So that will going to be delete. Okay. As in my case, I was not able to run because that was a part of this code and that cell was inactive. So when I was running it, I was not getting an output. But that's why I can show you. Sometime you might get a problems when you will do the project, but just think carefully and follow the step that I am doing while solving this project so that you won't get such error. Now we're going to do some further step. So let's see that. Now we're going to do the data visualization, means in the form of visualization, we're going to do the analysis of Uber trip data. So how to do that? Let's see. For that, you need to install few libraries. So we're going to install the same. So which are the libraries you require? Matplotlib and Seaborn libraries. This library will going to help you to draw the graphs, chart, and these are used to do data visualization. So these libraries support data visualization. So we're going to run this. So you can see here, I am getting a requirement already satisfied because I've already installed it before. But to show you in the project, I'm running this. But when you are going to run this project first time, you have to do it as a mandatory step. Otherwise, you will get an error. And in your case, you will get that requirement done or maybe installation done successfully, that kind of a message. So let's do further step. This is one more instruction that you need to run for data visualization so that it will going to show you graph on this Jupyter notebook screen only. For that, you need to run this inline command. So I'm running the same. Now here you need to import the libraries as I've shown you how you can import pandas and numpy. Same thing you have to do it here. Import matplotlib as or import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. This you can take anything. This is a short name. We are taking this plt for this. This is a complete matplotlib. So for this, in place of this, I'm taking a short name. You can use anything here, plt, or you can take p, anything you can use it here. Similarly, import cborn as SNS. So again, you can use anything here, but in official document, it is SNS and PLT. So I'm using that, and let's run this. So we are getting no module name cborn. Okay, I have written a wrong spell here. Now we will going to rerun again. Oh, sorry here. Yeah, actual spell is cborn. I have added R. That's why it was giving error. So now see, it runs successfully. Now we're going to do the actual data visualization on our data set on this two column active vehicle and trip, which is a numeric value. So I will going to show you the relation between active vehicle and the trip data, how the change of this active vehicle, your trip data or this trip column data is changing. What is the relation between this? How much dependency exists between these two column? We're going to see that. So I'm writing the code for that. For that, you need to call SNS library, and I'm going to plot strip plot graph, which will going to show me in the form of dot. For this split dot plot, you need to pass three parameter. First, your data. What is the name of your data? Uber dataset, right? In the top, I have taken Uber dataset, means the variable in which you read a data. So what was the variable where I have read the data? If you can see here, these are the data variable, right? Uber dataset. So you need to pass the name of a variable, Uber dataset. Now, what will be your X column? In your X column, I'm taking active vehicle column of my data set, and Y column of my graph. Y column of the graph, I'm taking a Y column, or you can say, or Y axis. Better if I say axis, X axis and Y axis. So X axis, I'm taking this active vehicle column, which is from my data set. This is the name of this active vehicle. And Y axis, I will going to take a trip. So in my Y axis, the trip will be there, and X axis active vehicle will be there. So here in this Y, I am taking trips, and I will going to run this. So it is giving okay, here I have taken the wrong spelling again. So take the correct spelling here, trips. Okay, let me check the spelling here. Okay, yeah. You need to pass in a single quote the values. Such kind of mistake will going to help you to learn, and this mistake is very casually happens when you work on a project. Don't forget to add a single quote while passing a column name. And this is I'm drawing, I'm plotting the graph strip plot between x-axis, that will be my active vehicle column, act as a x-axis, and y-axis will be my trip column of my data set. So let's rerun this code. Now this code is taking some time. It will going to find out the relation between the column. So let's wait for a second. So you can see here, this is my active vehicle as my x-axis, you can see here, and y-axis is a trip. So in this way, I draw this trip plot, which will going to give me the relation between these two column. If you want, you can do it opposite also. Just copy this code, paste it here, and just change the name of a column. In place of x-axis, you take this trip. Now I will going to run on this opposite columns, means I have changed the x-axis and y-axis. Now I will going to run on this code. Let's see how our graph will look like. So just wait for a few seconds unless it shows you the graph. So you can see here the graph look like this, when your trip will be your x-axis and active vehicle will be your y-axis. So I hope it is clear to you how to run with the SNS trip plot, and how to perform a data visualization. Here in place of strip plot, we can run another graph also, and we can do analysis on other graph also by changing this column name and x-axis and y-axis. So let's see how you can draw some other graph on the same data set or on this column. So let me take a bar graph. In order to see the bar graph, let's see how you can see the bar graph here. So here, what I'm doing here on my this data set, this column, I'm going to count how many value I have on my data set, and I will going to draw the bar graph. So here, this is my function. This is my column of this data set, and to this function, I am passing here. So let me add here plot function here. So to this function plot, I pass three arguments: what kind of graph I want, what is the size of the graph, and what is the color. So in this way, you can see this is my data set of active vehicle column on this data frame Uber data set. This is going to count the value on this particular column and going to plot a graph. What kind of graph? Bar graph, size of this 10 cross 5 and color red. So it is just showing me like I have all the data. Value count function will going to just counting the values on every rows or like in this column. So here, as I said you, it is going to count the values on this active vehicle column. So it is counting the unique values on this column. Uber dataset, active vehicle column. This value count function is pandas series function, which will going to count the unique values on this column. So that's the reason the graph look like this. It's a bar graph. The data sets are very near, that's why the bar is very narrow. The data set values are very near to each other, like 0.0, 0.5, 10. It's very near, that's why this bar are very narrow. If it is having a gap in the data, a separation in the data, then it will be a like a wide column or like a wide bar, but here we have a narrow bar. So I hope it is clear to you how we can do the data analysis on Uber dataset, how we can do data visualization, how we can understand the number of rows, column on the data, how we can see the variation or relation between the two column. As I've shown you, the relation between x-axis and y-axis with the help of strip plot. These dots are actually nothing but actually this is a data. These dots are showing you the data on this x-axis with respect to y-axis. If I talk about this purple dot, it will coming above 40,000 with respect to active vehicle value. So it is just showing me the relation between x-axis and y-axis. Similarly, this graph, bar graph, will going to show me the unique values on active vehicle column. So I hope it is clear to you how to do the data analysis on Uber trip data. I have taken this data set. You can select any one of the file on the open source directory that we share with you. So you can do analysis from your side also. So now it's your turn how you can do the data analysis on rest of the files on the directory that you will going to find on LMS section. So this is one more variation of the project that I've shown you. Here we read a data, we download the data, open source data, and we are reading from our local system by giving the path of the file. But when you will, and if you remember of COVID project, here I'm reading, here I'm using the same function pd.readcsv, but here I'm not downloading the file. I'm reading on real-time data from this URL itself. So there is no overhead of downloading the data on system and working. So there is a two variation. This is because we are working on real-time data. So that's why I've shown you one project, and this project you will going to run on Jupyter Anaconda software or application that you will going to install on your local system, Windows operating system, or any other Linux and Mac operating system. So here, this application Jupyter Notebook, you will going to run the data set or read a data set from a downloaded data. So I hope it is clear to you how to do the analysis on Uber trip data. So we're going to meet in our next lecture with some more Python stuff. Till then, bye.